As we all face the challenge this global pandemic has given us, we think about the role technology has played in our lives. It's not only helping us to be productive, but what impact it means for us all to keep connected in this global economy has been incredible. While this pandemic has had so many negative implications, we do see technology helping us cope and giving us new innovative ways to collaborate and to keep connected globally through information technology. Today, we'll be discussing innovation and technology with Chris Sirianni of Rochester, New York's IT Insights. And we'll also be hearing music from pop singer-songwriter Maya by Name from Buffalo, New York. My name is Amanda Ashley, and this is Afternoon Cocktail. This is episode 21, Innovation. You guys, welcome. Miss Maya by Name, are you with us?
I am here.
Hey, hey. What you gonna play for us?
I am going to play a song off of my new album, Feel It First, and it is the title track called Feel It First.
Excellent. Take it away.
I got an obsession with time. Always stopping to look back or keep my mind on the days ahead. If we knew when we would be dead, will we keep our eyes on the clock? I got an addiction with pain. Sabotaging myself for discerning too late after the storm has passed. If we knew the future forecast, will we keep loving the wrong ones? Hey, I guess I'm just human, and that's just how life goes. Tell me, is this it, or where do we go? The truth is, no one knows. I got a confession to make. If I had a crystal ball right in front of my face, I wouldn't wish for a thing. Don't wanna know what's next for me. I wanna feel it first. I wanna feel it first. I wanna feel it first. Yeah, yeah. Oh, whoa. I wanna feel it first.
Beautiful. I love that one. I was listening to that yesterday as I was writing questions.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
yeah, you have such, I mean, I've already told you this like 3 times, but I love your groove. Like, I just really dig your sound. I mean, when I listen to you acoustically, like just how you perform, you kind of have this like Tori Kelly vibe. And then, your actual recordings are very, very produced and like high energy. Got like it's like Beyonce meets Deborah Cox. It's awesome. I love it. I could groove to you either way. Which artists inspire you, like, or have influenced your writing over time? Who do you listen to?
Funny enough, Beyonce and Tori Kelly are huge inspirations for me in both of those avenues, and the acoustic side, Tori Kelly, of course, with, the more intimate performances and performing with, just the guitar kind of sitting down. And then Beyonce, obviously, the big stage performance. I've always watched her and been inspired by, just her charisma and how she captivates the audience. Some other influences for me personally are Prince, Michael Jackson. Those are two huge performers, larger than life. But my writing is just influenced by my life experiences and just the things that I've gone through, or maybe have people close to me that have gone through that have inspired me to write something.
And I totally get that. And, so you had your debut album, it's titled She, and that was released, was it like a year ago?
Yeah, 2018, end of 2018.
2018.
Hmm.
Great, great album.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, really, really good. And I love your honesty and all the themes that you cover. I mean, you really talk about almost embracing your womanhood, like coming into your own body and mind, sprinkled with maybe some themes of, mental health, that self doubt that all us artists naturally feel, and as just being human, But then you also go on to, talking about self love and self accepting, you know, and then the challenges of love. It's great. It's awesome. How important is it to you to keep honest with your writing, not only for yourself but for your listeners?
Transparency is huge for me, and it kind of always has been. I went into music with the mindset that my best art is going to come from me just telling my truth, because it's something that I feel, not only just other women, but anybody can relate to, in different ways, and also that allows me to not have to pretend. I don't have to put on a fake facade. I can just be myself and explore any topics that I want to, and just kind of let my art be limitless when I'm being honest.
Yeah, amen. That's awesome. I mean, it's very real and it feels very genuine listening to it. And even just like, watching your YouTube videos, like I really see you extending a piece of yourself and who you are to your audience. And I think that's really so important to do as an artist. I don't do enough of that. I think with my viewers, or maybe people will disagree with that. I don't know. I feel like you could never do enough of that.
Never.
But really letting people into your songs and into your heart and mind, it's awesome. It's inspiring. Um, are you working exclusively with any producers? Like how much of a role did you play in the production of those big pop tunes that you have posted all over the place?
um, Actually, those every song on the project, I think, other than two, if I'm remembering correctly, were all different producers locally. They were all, I think, all of them are from Buffalo, but two have moved away. So I definitely stayed in the Buffalo family to create that project. And as far as the production aspect, I would, maybe receive a track idea and it maybe wasn't done yet, or it was like a demo idea. And so I would go in and I would sit with my engineer and I would figure out, okay, I want to add a bridge here. I want to do maybe a second verse here, maybe add a third verse, or whatever I wanted to do. And I would go back and forth with the producer and kind of get them to create where I envisioned the song going. And then yeah, with my new project, that was just me and my engineer producing, and we had some local musicians play live on it.
Awesome. So, I mean, going back to the question before my production question, talking so candidly about your life and your influences and what inspires your writing, uh, what positives have been drawn from that? I mean, do you get a lot of positive feedback for doing that?
Yeah, actually, I can't honestly recall anything really negative coming from me just being open with my audience. It's kind of been like the greatest blessing of my life to get messages that say thank you so much for talking about mental health. Thank you for saying out loud that you're not always perfect and not everything's always great. And that's something that's really special to me, because that's kind of why I put it out there. I think the more you talk about it, the more accepted that it is in society, and it allows people to feel like they're not alone. So yeah, it's just a positive experience for me to do it. Even if there was a negative reaction, I think I would do it anyway. It's just something that is really important to me as an artist, but just as a person.
Sure. I think extending yourself in such a way, like I can't see people hating on it. You know, it's kind of a silly question, but I
But
mean,
you
haters are
know,
gonna hate, right?
right?
So there's somebody that's always gonna judge or be like, you know, they're gonna say something, but
Of
I'm
course.
glad that you're not getting much of that because you don't deserve it. So. So today's theme, we're talking about innovation. I mean, we were just talking before going live about, you know, the pandemic and how it's affected us, you know, working musicians. I mean, during this down period, you turn on Facebook or, you know, even Instagram, and everybody's live, everybody and their mom is live streaming right now, right?
Right.
So literally, you know, so I mean, how do you keep innovative in the sense where you could stand out among this pool of talent that is now everybody's doing the same thing, right? Is there something that you're doing to kind of differentiate yourself from the rest?
I'm not sure there's something that I actually went in and said, you know, this is what's going to make me different. I think just staying with kind of what I've always done is just do whatever I feel like doing and not really comparing myself to the next artist or, you know, maybe looking at what the next artist is doing and say, okay, I have to do that to stay relevant. I think, you know, I think the audience that follows you, however big or small, are following you for who you are. And so I think, you know, coming up with ideas that just kind of expose who you are. Like for me, I've just been turning on my camera more and kind of like we talked about this in the break too, like just dancing around and just having fun. And it's something that I hadn't really posted before. It's kind of new for me. Not in the sense that I'm nervous about it, but it's not something that I really did just turn on my camera and be myself. So I think just stepping more into putting more of my personality out. And also, you know, I've always kind of edited and created content myself. So just stepping more into doing that now because I have some free time to do more. So
Sure. I think you're doing a great job. I mean,
thank you
keep
so
doing what
much.
you're doing. You know, like just you just being yourself, I think goes a long way. And I mean, personally, like I can answer that question for you. I think that is what makes you stand out among everybody. You know, it's like we're all living these like real life
Right.
reality shows right now. You know, like this is mine. You know, you guys are a part of it right now. You know, but yeah, you know, you just keep doing your thing.
Thank
What's
you.
next for Maya?
I'm kind of like looking to extend into some different creative ventures outside of music. I can't talk about them yet, but
Okay.
more music for sure on top of that. But also expect some different things that maybe aren't me and my guitar.
Awesome. Have you been writing a lot during this time?
I actually have. I've been doing quite a lot of writing. Sitting outside has been really inspirational, just like being in nature. So I've been able to get a couple songs done. Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Well, I look forward to hearing more. Can you tell our audience listening in, you know, where they could find your music and download and support you?
Yeah, I'm on all social media across the board at Maya by name, Maya, and you can find me on all digital platforms at Maya by name, and my website is mayabyname.com, where you can find all of the links to anything your heart desires.
Excellent. We're going to hear more from Maya Ben Name towards the end of our program. Thank you so much, Maya, for
Thank
sharing your
you.
music and your beautiful mind with us. I really appreciate you. So before we get into our next segment with Mr. Chris Sirianni, I did want to just throw a bone to our sponsors, our very awesome sponsors. If you or your business is in need of accepting credit card payments or needs assistance with credit cards, Electronic Merchant Systems of New York, the charge card guys, they're the ones to reach out to. Untamed Events, MissRebeccaDodge.com. If you have any party planning events, weddings coming up, or questions regarding how you could still be fun and social during these pandemic times, RebeccaDodge.com. And shouty to the Jewish Home of Rochester. Thank you guys for tuning in and for your support today and always. Chris Sirianni, how are you?
I'm doing well, Amanda. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thanks so much for being a part of the show today. I wanted to pick your brain about technology because our world is so focused on tech right now. I mean, I know I had to learn a lot just doing this show, you know, and it's like my brain just, I get cross-eyed every time I think about it. That's why I have Bo. So first, before we get into this, could you tell us a little bit about your company, IT Insights, and what led you on your journey to developing?
So my name is Sirianni. I am the owner and founder of IT Insights of Rochester. We are a small managed services IT company, working a lot with the small medium market, kind of helping businesses manage and understand and grow and develop their IT and their computer infrastructure. That's pretty much it.
Cool. So what services do you, are you providing for your clients? Like, are you dealing with a lot of small businesses? Like, for right now, like, are you overwhelmed with business?
It's starting to pick back up. It dipped down a little bit there in April as kind of things were trying to figure out what was happening there, but it's definitely the last couple weeks of April and then throughout all of May, it has been pretty crazy. I think people are gearing up for the reopening and everything. Yeah, so we primarily work with small, medium businesses in the area, supporting any and every aspect of their IT, from this PC won't turn on, our laptops aren't working, to we need better wireless, new firewalls, servers, hosted services, even working at like Office 365, email, and document sharing, stuff like that.
Awesome. So, all I could think of is, like my mom, not to bust on my mom right now, but like my parents that fought getting a smartphone all this time, that finally, caved in like a few months ago. Now my mom's glued to her phone. I can't even get her eyes off of it. Like I think about the people that were really resistant to technology, and how that's really not an option at this time. Like we all have to keep innovated and have to keep, if we want to survive and keep moving forward, innovation's key. And also, really kind of succumbing to technology and working with it as best as we can and learning. Why do you feel like it's more important now than ever to keep that innovation going?
Well, certainly times are changing. So, not being able to have kind of the old brick and mortar stores and office space and stuff like that with the current living situations of everybody, definitely one reason you need to keep changing. There's a lot of benefits to it. There's a lot of business cost savings generally, or efficiencies that get added. Looking at different cloud-based platforms, for instance, it's kind of the big buzzword and big thing right now. But if you can streamline that, then it gives you opportunity to really grow anywhere. Makes it much easier to branch into new market spaces. Everything's kind of on the internet. All you need is an internet connection, and you could hire an employee 4 states away, and they can have access to all the tools and everything. So there's a lot to be said for staying up with the times.
Sure. Now, you look at it like Zoom became huge. I bet those guys never realized like how impactful like their services would be. But all platforms like that, Skype, was like WhatsApp. You have all these apps, you have all these programs that are supporting conferencing, and really it's become a way that we socialize, a way that we conduct business. It's our main means of communication right now during times of isolation. What do you think all this says about where we are as a society right now? Maybe where we're going?
I don't know if it really says anything, crazy about how society is. I think it's more of just a change. What's gonna be probably the most interesting to me from, the tech side and just in general, is what's gonna happen, the fallout after this kind of settles out. You kind of get the okay, if you will, to resume that normal life that we had. But a lot of these companies have spent years telling people that their jobs can't be done remotely. Well, they had, a week at the beginning of all of this to say, okay, this is now going to be done remotely. So I think there's going to be a definite shift in how things happen on the business side. It's going to be difficult, I think, to get people back full time in an office.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be around for the long run for sure. Let's talk about security. I know this is something you're very knowledgeable about. With all of us, turn into live streaming and really relying on our computers and technology to conduct business, how do we keep ourselves safe? And not having our information breached or, getting hacked and having, weird things infiltrating my show that I don't want called for. What can we do to better protect ourselves at this time?
So a couple things. First and foremost, and probably one of the easiest, is there's always just a little common sense will go a long way on the internet. The old adage of if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If something looks fishy, it probably is. If you have any suspicions, probably don't click on things. The other thing, and this is kind of a big one, actually, gearing around social media and things that have been happening recently. In the boredom of being home, there's a lot of these like Facebook questionnaires, top 10 things or going through things. Those are actually huge gold mines for security. It answers a lot of the secret questions for password recoveries and stuff like that. So you've got, what was the first CD or album you purchased? Who was your favorite band? And those are all there and just being shared publicly. So being mindful of those is definitely a big thing.
Sure, I could see that. That makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, all these people, like my aunt sends me stuff all the time for, I get all these emails or like chain letters, and I'm like, yeah, I could totally see what you're saying with that. Huge questions that are being answered about your personal life, and for people to duplicate your profiles. Like I had that happen to me recently. It sucks, so that's good advice. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, kind of on the guideline there of the passwords is there's a lot of free password management applications out there that people can use. LastPass, 1Password, I think is the other one. Those are kind of two of the main ones. Look to use those for all of your personal stuff. Because basically what it'll do is it'll let you remember one password, make that one a very good password. But then once you have that, it can generate random passwords for you for everything else. So you have different passwords for all the different applications and everything that you sign into, banks, credit cards, whatever. And they're all going to be very secure passwords. So that's the three big things that you could do.
What about all right, let's say we already got viruses and we already went down those rabbit holes and, now we're screwed. So what do we do? What are the best virus programs to reach out to? Is that something that I could come to you and be like, could you please fix my life and my computer? Is that something?
Certainly.
Yeah. Good to know.
Really, a lot of the basic ones, I don't deal a ton in the Mac world, so I'm kind of going to avoid that side of things. But on the Windows side, the built-in antivirus, I think it's Windows Defender is what they're calling it now. They've changed it a couple times. That's really good. It comes with every computer, and it'll take care of everything you really need. Great.
Well, thank you so much, Chris, for sharing that little bit of information with us, because I think it's important to think about right now, and our world is continually changing and going in this direction. It's really important for us to be able to protect ourselves and like you said,
Definitely.
to be more mindful of these things, as we go down this route. So I appreciate you very much. What is your website link so that our friends here could contact you if they're in need?
Find us at itinsights, insights.roc.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Make sure you guys check Chris Sirianni out at itinsights.com. And Miss Maya, are you ready to rock out one more song?
I am.
Let's do it. What are you going to play?
This is called Be Good Too. It's an interlude on my new project, Feel It First.
Awesome. Take it away.
What a sign. Yeah. Gallon a day. Keep my body right, mind right. Ooh, a natural buffet. Gave my time to a few, they ain't know what to do. I gave them the chance to be good too. I'm not liking the distance between us, but if I close the space, are there repercussions? Good on my own, I don't need anybody, but I'm wanting you. Do you feel it too? Take my hand, honey. Tell me that you want me to stay. Pull me close. to.
I love it. Great job. I love your voice. So talented. Miss Maya by name. Make sure you check out her music on YouTube. Her videos are so badass and fierce. Groove to them, and on Instagram too. And your website, one more time, Maya?
Sure, mayabyname.com.
Excellent. Make sure you guys check her out. So today's theme was innovation, and I'm going to leave you off with some closing words. So it's easy to assume that the great innovators of our history are nothing more than geniuses that just won the intellectual lottery, right? But really, innovation, it's about psychology, not IQ. In order to be more innovative, it's a matter of how you learn, how you listen, and what you do with both of them. Keep an open mind, be willing to take risks, collaborate with other brilliant minds, have empathy, it's something we've talked about on our past shows, and gather data, refine your ideas. Ask yourself specific questions like, when and where do I get most of my creative work done? Or, what was a moment where I felt really motivated, passionate, or in the zone? Your approach will define how you innovate, where you innovate, and why you innovate. But by cultivating the mindset, you'll be better set to find brilliant ideas. So go ahead, get creative, and challenge yourselves to do the unthinkable. You got this. All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in to today's show. Thank you to Boya Productions and to the Jewish Home of Rochester Untamed Events, to Gary Curtis, who recently supported our Patreon, Maiden Voyage Studios in Fairport, New York, and also, you guys take care of yourselves. We'll see you again here this Friday, and see you soon. Enjoy the weather. Hey, guess what? We all survived.
We did it!
You guys, yay!
The intro and the outro are so cool. I
Oh,
love them.
thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. It was fun to make. Well, you guys, thanks again for your time. I really appreciate you doing this. And Chris, again, on short notice, thanks so much for saving my ass. But,
yeah, bro. Good job. Good job, Maya.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yep.
Great job. I hope I see you guys in life again soon. Maya, I hope to meet you. Go check out Deborah Cox. Yeah.
Yes. And I hope to be able to come watch you perform.
Oh, likewise. I want to see you in life, like perform and like on stage. I see you got backup dancers. You're fierce. I love it. I love it. So keep doing your thing and being you, and I'll be following for sure.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys. Chris, have a great day, and both of you.
Maya, it was great to meet you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.